Hi BookTube, it's Missy, and today, I'm a day late, but today I'm going to be giving you guys my weekly wrap-up, which is week 10, I believe. Yes, so for the first week of March, there was a readathon for the A Yearathon, readathon on Goodreads, and the theme was bench warmers, and I got 2 books done for that week. You guys already heard about the Kneebone Boy. I actually finished it the day that the readathon started, so I used that book as one of the days. And then I also finished The Red Necklace by Sally Gardner. And this book I listened to on audio, and because it's really the only book that I finished in the first week of March, that's the book that I'm going to be wrapping up and reviewing today. So just one book. I don't have a physical copy, and here's why. So The Red Necklace, like I said, written by Sally Gardner, is at my local library, but I didn't want to read it because I heard through, you know, comments on YouTube that it was narrated by Tom Hiddleston. And at the moment, I am completely obsessed with this man. Just to find out that a actor is born the same year as me and that we're both the same age makes me happy, because a lot of the times I'll think that an actor is really cute and he'll be like super old, or, you know, 25, and I'm like, well, I'm only 33, so 25 isn't so far off, but still, ew. I want to be in like the 1 to 2 year difference range for my pretend boyfriends. I don't know. Just ignore me, okay? So before I get started, let me share with you. I am home, not alone. I have my kids, they're sleeping, but my hubby's gone. So I figured I would make a video for you guys. We would have dinner together. I made homemade chicken and bean burritos, and I'm having a little cerveza. This is Sierra Nevada. I don't know if you guys like Sierra Nevada, but I do. And we're going to talk story about this heartthrob of a man and this story. So, let's get back on topic here. Tom Hiddleston. If you guys don't know who that is, he's an English actor. He plays Loki in all of the Thor movies and in the Avengers. He's super awesome. He's got a lot of like indie movies that he plays. I just watched Only Lovers Alive. I believe that's what it's called. It came out in 2013. It stars him and Tilda Swinton as vampire lovers, but it's more than vampires. There's only like a little bit of vampire in the movie. It's more artistic, very artsy indie movie, and I thought he was amazing in it, and he's very, you know, broody in that movie, but it was just excellent. And his voice is so magical. So let me get back. God, maybe I shouldn't drink beer before or during making of a video. I apologize. Okay. Tom Hiddleston. I think he's so hot. Okay, so anyways, the book. You guys are here for the book review. Not my rant. I had to listen to it on YouTube. Like, I literally sat there and listened to it on YouTube because I couldn't get the UK edition narrated by Tom Hiddleston from my library, from, you know, Amazon, from anywhere that I, you know, would normally get this audio book from. And it just so happened to be uploaded onto YouTube by like Rosalie Cullen. I think that's the username's channel. I will leave the link down below if you want to listen to it as well. It's 6 hours and like 39 minutes, something like that. There is a little bit of skipping in like around 5, like the 5th hour. I don't know what the skipping is. You can still hear the narration, but there's like a skipping sound in the background, which is kind of annoying, but it only lasts about 15 to 20 minutes, and then it's perfect after that. But anyways, so The Red Necklace. The Red Necklace is a historical fiction fantasy novel about the French Revolution and about a couple of people. We'll start with the main character. The main character's name is Yannick, or Jan Margoza. He is about 14 when the book first begins, and then the book takes place between 14 and 17, 18. At the beginning of this book, Jan is working with a magician, which I can't remember his name because, again, I didn't read the book, and when I can visually see a name, it's a lot easier for me to remember than if I heard it. But the magician is very quirky, and he has an automaton that he works with, and then there's a dwarf that works in the group. So there's Yannick, or Jan, the boy, a dwarf, and the magician, and they go around and they do their tricks. The magician talks to the crowd very flamboyantly about how he is amazing and how he can live through death, that a bullet cannot pierce his heart. And then he has this automaton that can read people's minds, and it's just so cool. But then you find out, you know, in the first chapter that it's actually Jan and the dwarf that work the automaton, because Yannick can read minds and the dwarf somehow makes the automaton move, but Jan doesn't know how he does it. They're both gypsies, if that is something that people are interested in. And one day their little troupe gets summoned to a chateau for the Marquis in France, and he puts, you know, these three to work to impress his audience, and somehow something goes wrong and they have to escape. There's a girl that's in the chateau that they've never even met before, but she's hidden in there, and she sees them, and her name's Cito, and she gets them out safely before they're like murdered, and then they don't see her for 3 years. And that's when the actual like story really begins, is 3 years later. The French Revolution is on the cusp of just exploding. The civilians are very, you know, restless. They want to throw the monarchy. They want to round up all of the aristocrats. The women are screaming, "We want bread," and they want to, you know, get the queen and the king into the guillotine as soon as possible. And very, very interesting. I loved the story. It's got a great villain. The villain, Count Kaliowski, is amazingly sinister. His voice, I mean, I'm telling you, Tom Hiddleston he just did such a good job at narrating this book. I mean, you could totally hear each character when they spoke. He had a different accent for all of the main characters, even the side characters. He had different accents. He did really well with the girl voices, and because he's an actor, I think that's the reason why it was so good in the narration part. But regardless, I wanted to listen to the story because of a pivotal scene between Count Kaliowski and Cito. There is a passage that he says to her in a whisper, and it's so just, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it took my breath away. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to read this book. I have to read this book, or I have to listen to this audio book just for that passage alone. And it ended up being wonderful. I gave the book 5 stars. I believe it's a duology. There is a second book on Goodreads, and unfortunately Tom Hiddleston does not narrate that book, but I'm so intrigued in the entire story and so invested already that I don't care, and I'll just borrow the book from the library and continue reading it. But it was just so amazing. If you want to hear or gush about Tom Hiddleston's just voice in general, just the he's got something in his throat, like it doesn't grind, but it's got like a raspy, like, I don't even know how to say it. It's like a purr or something. Oh my god. It's so good. It's so good. Listen to the book. I will leave the link down below. If you can't get a hold of the actual UK narration, I will leave the link. Listen to it on YouTube. I know it's such a pain to like do it that way, and it totally eats your battery if you do it on your phone, which is what I did. But amazing, 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 amazing. I loved it. I loved it. So yes. Sorry this was really long. I normally don't make a such a long gush over a book, but I couldn't help myself. And that is it. Oh, let me share with you guys what I'm actually reading for this week. So I'm trying to continue Don't Forget About Me by Kate Carius-Quinn. And just like her, another little piece, this book is dragging. I don't hate it, but I'm totally uninterested in the book. I'm at 100 pages exactly. I do want to finish it before I turn it in because that's just the way I roll. I have a really hard time DNFing anything. And so I will just continue to creep through this book. I am also currently reading Beautiful Creatures, which you guys all know, and this is by Cami Garcia and Margaret Stoll. I'm buddy reading this with Sylvia over at Wish Fulfillment. I am on page 246, and I am absolutely loving this. And so I'm super, super excited to continue. I don't know what the page count is for this Friday. I'm just going to keep reading until she tells me to stop. And that is it. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!